Hugh Tayfield was born on February 7, 1929 in Klerksdorp, South Africa. He became one of the country's most renowned cricketers, particularly known for his skill as a leg spin bowler. Tayfield's cricketing journey began in his early years, where he played for the Northwest Province, before making his debut for South Africa in 1949. He quickly made a name for himself due to his exceptional bowling technique and ability to deceive batsmen with his spin. Tayfield's main weapon was his leg spin, which he used to great effect in both domestic and international matches. Tayfield's Test debut came in 1949 against England in Cape Town when he was just 20 years old. Over the course of his career, he became known for his consistency and resilience. He was able to bowl long spells and often turn the match in South Africa's favor. In the early 1950s, Tayfield was a key member of the South African team, with his performances in Test matches making him one of the country's top bowlers. Over the years, Hugh Tayfield established himself as South Africa's premier spinner. His performance against India in 1956 stands out as one of his career highlights, where he took a remarkable 9 wickets in an innings, a feat that remains etched in the memories of cricket enthusiasts. He was also an important player during the tours to England and Australia, where he displayed a high level of skill and determination. Throughout his career, Tayfield was known for his ability to bowl on any type of pitch, adjusting his technique and strategy to suit the conditions. Despite his success, Tayfield's international career was affected by the political climate of the time, particularly the period of South Africa's sporting isolation due to apartheid policies. His career was relatively short-lived, with his last Test match played in 1962, but he left a lasting impact on South African cricket. Tayfield's record included 139 wickets from 37 Tests at an average of 24.3, a testament to his consistency and skill. Tayfield's contributions to the game of cricket extended beyond his playing days. After retiring from international cricket, he continued to be involved in the sport as a coach and mentor, helping to nurture the next generation of cricketers. His legacy as one of South Africa's finest spinners endures, and he is remembered as a cricketer who had a significant influence on the game during his time. Throughout his life, Hugh Tayfield was known for his quiet and unassuming nature, both on and off the field. He was not one to seek the spotlight, but instead focused on the task at hand, whether it was bowling in a Test match or helping his teammates. Tayfield passed away on July 21, 2021, at the age of 92, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire South African cricketers and fans alike. His name remains synonymous with one of the most effective periods in South African cricket history. Hugh Tayfield's influence on South African cricket was not just limited to his personal achievements. As a mentor, he instilled a sense of discipline, professionalism, and tactical acumen in the younger generations of cricketers. He was known for his patience and his ability to work with players to develop their skills, particularly in the art of spin bowling. His impact was not confined to the national level, as he also played a significant role in domestic cricket, where he continued to be a guiding figure for many cricketers throughout his career. Tayfield's achievements with the ball were also complemented by his contributions with the bat. Although primarily known as a bowler, he was a competent lower-order batsman. His batting was not the main highlight of his career, but he contributed valuable runs when needed, often playing key roles in partnerships to stabilize the innings. Tayfield was a versatile player, and his adaptability in both bowling and batting made him a valuable asset to the South African side. He was also regarded as one of the leading bowlers of his era. Despite not being as high-profile as some of the other contemporary cricketers of his time, such as England's Jim Laker or Australia's Richie Benaud, Tayfield's performances stood on their own. His remarkable control over his deliveries, combined with his sharp spin, made him a dangerous opponent for batsmen across the world. He became known as a bowler who could consistently apply pressure, allowing him to take wickets in crucial moments of matches. His ability to turn the ball sharply and extract bounds from pitches that were not always conducive to spin bowling is often highlighted in cricketing circles. Tayfield's tactical intelligence and the variations in his bowling set him apart. As a bowler who had a thorough understanding of the game, he was often seen discussing strategy with his teammates, helping them understand the opposition and the best methods to approach the game. While his cricketing career was distinguished by his achievements on the field, Tayfield also faced challenges in terms of the changing political and social landscape. The period of South Africa's isolation from international cricket, which occurred due to the apartheid regime, meant that Tayfield's career was constrained in some ways, particularly when South Africa was not allowed to play against top international teams. Despite this, Tayfield remained committed to the sport and represented his country with great pride whenever the opportunity arose. After retiring from cricket, Hugh Tayfield was involved in several initiatives to promote and preserve the history of the game in South Africa. He became a respected figure within cricketing circles, known for his humility and his willingness to help others. As the years went by, he was often asked to share his knowledge with young cricketers, as his insights into spin bowling and cricket strategy were considered invaluable. Hugh Tayfield's death in 2021 marked the end of an era for South African cricket. His legacy, however, endures. He is remembered not only for his remarkable achievements as a player, but also for his role in shaping the future of South African cricket. Tayfield's contributions to the sport continue to resonate with fans, players, and the cricketing community as a whole. His career serves as a reminder of the importance of dedication, resilience, and skill in achieving greatness on the field. His impact is still felt, and his name remains synonymous with the golden age of South African cricket. Following his passing in 2021, many cricketing experts and former players paid tribute to Hugh Tayfield, underscoring the depth of respect he garnered over the years. They recalled his achievements with admiration, highlighting how he set a benchmark for future generations of cricketers. Tayfield's contributions to South African cricket were celebrated by his peers, many of whom emphasized that his skill, humility, and passion for the game had left a lasting mark on the sport. His legacy is commemorated not only by the records he set, but also by the standard he established for professional conduct both on and off the field. His impact also extended beyond the cricket pitch in ways that often go unnoticed. Tayfield's character, his calm demeanor, dedication, and sense of responsibility served as an example for players, coaches, and administrators within the South African cricketing community. He was seen as a bridge between generations of cricketers, a source of knowledge for players who sought guidance on the nuances of the game. Many young cricketers, particularly spin bowlers, have often mentioned how Tayfield's expertise and teachings influenced their approach to the game. Throughout his life, he was a figure who embodied the spirit of sportsmanship, prioritizing the collective success of the team over individual accolades. He maintained a quiet but strong presence, preferring to let his performances do the talking rather than seeking the limelight. It was his humility and unwavering focus that made him a revered figure not just in South African cricket, but globally. In recognition of his invaluable contributions to cricket, Tayfield has been honored posthumously by numerous organizations. He was inducted into various halls of fame and received accolades from cricket boards worldwide. His achievements were often highlighted in historical retrospectives of South African cricket, where his feats with the ball were remembered alongside the great names of the sport. Tayfield's personal life, while kept largely private, reflected his values of humility and quiet determination. He led a life that was not defined by the celebrity of sport, but by his commitment to excellence and the love of cricket. Though he lived through a period of deep social and political tension in South Africa, Tayfield remained a figure who transcended the divides of his time. His focus was always on the game and on inspiring others to approach life and sport with integrity and purpose. In the decades since his retirement, his influence has endured in various forms. From the spin bowlers who sought to emulate his craft to the coaches who used his methods to inspire new generations, Tayfield's legacy remains embedded in the culture of South African cricket. He may not have been one to seek out the spotlight, but his cricketing brilliance and his character both on and off the field continue to shine brightly in the memory of those who watched him play and those who learned from his example. Today, the name Hugh Tayfield continues to be synonymous with the golden age of South African cricket, and his story is one that will continue to inspire future generations of cricketers. While his playing days may be long behind him, the lessons he imparted and the joy he brought to the game will never be forgotten. His contributions to cricket will continue to be honored by those who recognize his remarkable skill and enduring impact on the sport. As time goes on, Hugh Tayfield's legacy has only grown in stature within the cricketing community. His name frequently appears in discussions about the greatest spin bowlers to have ever played the game, particularly in the context of South African cricket. His mastery over the ball and his ability to take crucial wickets in tight situations have made him a lasting figure in the annals of cricketing history. Young cricketers, especially aspiring spinners, still look up to Tayfield's style, focusing on his precision, control, and tactical approach to spin bowling. Tayfield's contributions are also preserved in the cricketing literature of South Africa. Many books on the history of South African cricket recount his achievements and place him alongside the country's most respected players. His era in the 1950s, when South African cricket was not always at the forefront of international competitions due to the country's political isolation, is often regarded as a period when individual brilliance stood out. Tayfield's consistency with the ball during these years, often in the face of adversity, made him an emblematic figure of resilience and perseverance. In addition to his cricketing accomplishments, Tayfield's story reflects the spirit of an era when South African cricket faced challenges, both on and off the field. Despite being part of a country that faced international exclusion, Tayfield's performances allowed him to stand out. His career is a reminder of the power of sport to transcend difficult times and provide a platform for excellence even in the face of external challenges. South Africa's cricketing community continues to honor Tayfield, especially with initiatives that focus on developing young talent in the country. Many programs have incorporated aspects of his technique and approach into their coaching strategies, hoping to pass down the knowledge that Tayfield had accumulated over decades. It is not just his skills, but his mindset that coaches continue to emphasize when nurturing new cricketers. In reflecting on his life, it's clear that Hugh Tayfield was not only a cricketer who had the skill to compete at the highest level, but also a person who deeply understood the game's larger value. He had a genuine love for the sport, and that passion fueled his drive to succeed. His dedication to cricket wasn't merely about winning, but about constantly pushing the boundaries of what could be achieved on the field. He took pride in his role as a spinner, often emphasizing the value of patience, observation, and adaptability as essential elements for success. In the years since his death, commemorations of Tayfield's life continue, with former teammates, commentators, and fans sharing stories and memories of his greatness. Memorial matches and discussions on his legacy ensure that the next generation of cricketers learns about his influence and contribution to the game. Whether it is through direct involvement with the sport or simply through admiration, Hugh Tayfield's presence remains deeply woven into the fabric of South African cricket. Ultimately, his story is one of quiet greatness, an athlete who excelled not by seeking the spotlight, but by dedicating himself to his craft. He was a master of his art, a spinner who could turn a match with his remarkable skill. Through his commitment to excellence, his humility, and his dedication to the game, Hugh Tayfield left an indelible mark on cricket that will be remembered for generations to come.